Hi there folks, it's Deni. You know, trying to find some decent free games on Steam is like looking for a needle in a haystack. So I've done all the dirty work for you, delved into the very depths of these, well, great games and brought you some really good free games that you should definitely try. But before we begin, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe if you're new to the channel. Okay, let's get started. Let's start with Monster's Domain, Prologue. It's an action role-playing game that lets you take the side of the bad guys and defend your domain from those pesky, pretty heroes who want to loot all the treasures. Your main goal is to prevent any intruder from setting foot on your monster domain, and for that you need to, well, build up your army. You'll start with regular skeleton guys and make them into real fighters of the Legion of Darkness. You can control any monster in your army and give them all sorts of orders. Each killed hero makes your fighters stronger and gives you the opportunity to equip them with cool stuff or upgrade them with new skills. As for me, it all looks quite interesting. Unfortunately, only the prologue is available for now, but why not wait a bit, right? Next up we have the shooter game, World Boss. This game has dozens of players trying to kill everyone around them, and trust me, you'll have plenty of equipment for that. For example, you can become a sniper with a jetpack or use an assault rifle that shoots rockets when you reload. Yeah, it sounds weird, you're kind of reloading, but the fact is that your enemies won't like it anyway. But whatever, your main task is to kill enemies, collect some XP, and climb up the leaderboard. But that's not all. The game is called World Boss for a reason. If you take the first place, you become the world boss and get the opportunity to contaminate the server with special bombs that destroy parts of the map and can't even completely end the game. Sounds pretty cool, doesn't it? And if you want something scary, well, I have Home Sweet Home online for you. It's kind of like the Asian version of Dead by Daylight, but with its own features. In this game, 2 teams of 4 fight for Warden Souls, trapped in a world full of scary creatures that you can control if you collect enough souls, of course. Here, you will have several rounds, and in each of them, the teams must collect as many souls as possible in a limited time, as well as perform an awakening ritual. Beyond that, you have to just, kill your opponent, and that's it. So if you like games like Dead by Daylight, why not give this one a try? How about a Fortnite type of game? Well, welcome to 1v1. LOL, it's an online third-person shooter with building mechanics. Here you can fight with other players in different modes, 1-on-1, 2-on-2, box fight, and others, but most of the time you'll be playing Battle Royale, so your main task is to destroy your opponents, collect loot, and become the last survivor in the lobby. Here you will have a wide range of weapons, including a tool for destroying walls and the environment in general. Well, this game is different from others because it has no time or ammo limitation. You can walk around the world as much as you want, shoot as much as you want, and build as much as you want. The only thing that limits you is your skill. The game doesn't have any special unique things to offer, but if you're tired of PUBG, Call of Duty, and Fortnite, you can give it a try. Next up, we have the post-apocalyptic open-world action survival game, Undawn. Here you are a survivor, so you, as it usually happens in survival games, will have to explore different places, get resources, create and improve your equipment, build your base. In general, all the survival stuff. There are both PvE and PvP. In PvE mode, you will fight with AI for resources and other useful things, and in PvP, well, all the same, but with real players. Moreover, this game supports cross-platform, so you can play both at the computer and with your phone lying on the bed. Yes, it doesn't look like a masterpiece at first glance, but for a game you can try on your phone, it's a great choice. Another bit of an unusual game is Symphony of Souls. It is a rhythm-based platformer based on the Greek myth of Orpheus, who is trying to rescue his beloved from the realm of the dead. The gameplay here consists of 2 main elements, platforming and rhythm. You control Orpheus from the first-person perspective and have to make your way through the locations of the underworld by jumping, running on walls, grabbing objects, and solving puzzles. You do all this to the beat of the music, which is a key element of the game. Every action you do, done exactly to the beat, earns you points and unlocks new soundtrack layers, making it more sort of complete and versatile. In this way, you create your own music as the game progresses, and you know what? You'll definitely spend a lot of time playing it. It's really addictive. And if you are a fan of tactical RPGs, then I have Untamed Tactics, the beginning for you. This game will send you into the world of sentient animals, with turn-based combat and surprisingly good story. The protagonist here is Greycoat, a former soldier of the Empire who has been betrayed by his comrades and is forced to flee. Well, the story here consists of several chapters, each of which is a separate tactical adventure in different places. Each chapter has its own scenario, dialogues, and characters apart from the protagonist, of course, and I think it's really cool. During battles, you control a small team. Each of its members has its own unique abilities. Well, and of course, you should not forget about your main goal, to help the main character to escape, but I'm sure you'll be able to cope with it. Let's talk a little more about rhythm games, because I brought BlasterBeat for you. It's a shooter where you'll be killing enemies while trying to hit the beat of the music. You can choose any character you like, as well as different weapons, each of them unique, but the most important thing is that you can shoot only at certain moments, namely when arrows appear on the screen, indicating the direction of mouse movement. This means that you need not only to aim at your opponents, but also to keep up with the music rhythm and move your mouse properly. The more accurately you hit the rhythm, the more damage you deal and the more points you get. Yes, it may seem, well, complicated, but in reality, it's much easier. In addition to weapons, you can also use special abilities that depend on the character you choose, and I think that kinda adds to the zest of the game, too. What about games that allow you to time travel and survive at the same time? Well, Grand Emprise. Prologue is just that sort of game. It will allow you to travel through different eras, but, well, that's only in the plans for now, because only the Prologue is available at the moment. But, anyway, it will allow you to visit just two eras, the era of dinosaurs and primitive people. You can fight huge lizards, tame them and ride dinosaurs, explore an ancient temple, create stuff, and so on. However, it's not a sandbox, so you won't be able to build everything you want, but it's sure to be fun. Quasimorph. End of Dream is a game with suspiciously high reviews, and there are really a lot of them. So let's see what it's all about. Generally speaking, this is the prologue to the turn-based RPG Quasimorph. In this game, you will be the boss of your own private military company, which executes all sorts of orders from rich corporations, fighting demons, looking for new technologies and equipment, and just trying to survive in the cruel future world. Well, the combat system here is based on turn-based actions and all sorts of random events. You will be forced to make difficult decisions that will affect the fate of the main character and his team. However, despite the whole gravity of the storytelling, there are a lot of funny moments and references in the game. As for the graphics, well, it's not the best that could be, but if it's not so important to you, why not? Next up, we have Magic: The Gathering Arena, which was released quite recently. In this game, your task is to collect a deck of cards and kick other players' butts. The gameplay is very similar to the board game version, but with some upgrades. The game is split into turns, and turns are split into phases. In each phase, you can play cards or activate your cards' abilities on the battlefield. To do this, you need mana, which is the main resource of the game. There are several types of mana. I won't go into details much here, it's better for you to see for yourself. But I will say that the board game is really awesome, and so is the computer game itself. As long as you like playing cards, of course. Well, lastly, let's take a look at Veiled Experts. It's a third-person shooter where powerful agents with superpowers fight each other team to team on a destructible battlefield. Well, of course, it's going to be a complete mishmash here, but it looks pretty good. Here you will have a lot of weapons at your disposal, a lot of different characters and so on. And you know what, for a free-to-play game, this one looks extremely cool. Well, that's all for today. I hope you enjoyed this video and found something interesting. And if so, leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already. It's been Deni. See you guys soon.